So let's go to Rowan University and type Citrix. And then you have Citrix receiver or software downloads, information resources and technology, and go there. And then we can download Citrix. So if you scroll down under how can I access it? And it has Citrix, and click on that. And there are different versions. I have Mac, so I'm going to use Mac OS. So download Citrix. Oh, actually there's only one version. Don't worry about it. Just one version for me. So download the Citrix and download for Mac. And I'm going to download it and install it. It is taking some time. As for me, like 15 seconds. And I'm going to download and execute it. And I'm running it. I'm installing it. Continue. Agree. Install. Okay, add account. Let me see. This is not. I have to check with this. Okay. And then I'm going to now run Citrix. So if you installed it, run it. So I'm going to find the Citrix. I'm running it, username, and I'm going to enter my password with the school authentication system.
Hey, Professor, can I interrupt you for a sec?
Mm-hmm.
So I have Citrix downloaded, and so I'm on the Rowan desktop, and I logged into the applications thing, and it's still the same thing, just the information resources folder, and that's it. So
I see.
I don't know if that's going to help at all, but that's just what I came up with.
I see. So if you look at the Citrix storefront, and I am click on apps, and then you are supposed to look at these apps, and one of them is Microsoft Visio. Do you see that? So you have favorite desktops and apps, and I would encourage you to click on apps tab, and then you will be able to install, run Visio.
Where's that Citrix storefront again? Where would I find that?
So, as soon as you log on, then you are on this page. Usually you are on favorites tab, and there's a desktop tab and apps tab. Okay. And you want to click on apps, then these apps will appear on your screen.
All right, I'll see if I can find that.
Were you guys successful?
No.
No?
I have Citrix also, but I don't have an apps tab. I just have favorites and desktop.
Yeah, same here. I just see favorites and desktops. None of the apps are coming up for me.
Oh, I see. What about then, let's go to desktop and see what happens. Desktop and academic virtual desktop, and let's click on that. Let's run it and see what happens. So I have now academic virtual desktop running. So when it finishes booting, I believe all the applications will appear here, and I should be able to run Microsoft Visio. But it takes time to run it.
Yeah, I'm able to find Visio now.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I started the desktop and it's in there.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, now I have virtual desktop running. And here I'm gonna just type Visio. Then Visio should appear. And besides the Visio, you have a lot of applications that you can run. So all kinds of applications you have here, SPSS, Windows and Microsoft Project and everything you should see here. And I'm gonna just make my life simple by just searching for Visio, and I'm gonna execute that. Okay, it now ran. Do you see that? And I'm gonna give you a few more minutes for you guys to log on. If you let me know if you guys are ready. So I'm gonna go back to Zoom and see how you guys are doing. So let me stop sharing for a moment and see how you guys are doing. So Liv, now are you successful to run virtual desktop?
I'm confused. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going right now.
So did you use Citrix and log on?
Yeah, I used Citrix and I logged on to the Rowan desktop, but I'm still getting the same thing where when I search for Visio, it says no matches were found.
So can you share your screen so that we can see what's happening?
So this is what I can see.
Okay, yeah, so just go on like the bottom left corner where it says type to search. And then just type in Visio and it should pop up, I think. Yeah.
There we go.
So it's already downloaded, or that you just need to do all this to access it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're running another virtual desktop on the cloud, and that has access to all the programs at Rowan University, and you can use it for free.
Okay, I understand.
So if you open Microsoft Visio, you will see this kind of screen. I'm gonna just maximize it. And there are many types of process map you can use. You can make it much more visual than before and everything. And this is a helpful tool for you to work with process mapping, whether it be software or operations management or marketing. It's a good tool for you to use. And I would start with this cross-functional flow chart because that's quite similar to what we are doing. So let me double click on it. Okay, so I have this, and I'm gonna work with the exercise 1 that I did, supply application that we did last time. So we have supply application process mapping, and there, so I'm gonna say supplier application process mapping. Right? So that's what I want to do. And say you can just, type the date. So say September 29, 2020, right? So that you know when you worked on this. And then the first function is say we have screening function, and then the second one is approval function, and third one is let me see. Insert swim lane after. How about that? I'm gonna delete this. Okay, so what I did was, I selected the swim lane and right click, and then insert swim lane after. That's what I did. And we have here, we have to change these functions, right click and edit text. And I'm gonna say, this is administration. So we have 3 functions that we did last time. And now we want to start with insert, and or you can go to home, and we have a variety of tools available. And let's say we start with this elliptical. So I'm gonna start with this elliptical, right? And then I'm gonna say right click, edit task, and start, right? And if you like to, you can change the view. Styles, and you can change the field to say to green, right? So it's a start, and you have done that. And and then if you just press escape, then you get out of pointer tool, and then you can move things around like that. And the next thing that I want to do is I read the text again. An analyst receives documents for supplier requests via telephone or mail. So we have this receiving task. So I would say telephone or mail. And if it is a telephone, then we might have some storage there. We have a different order to follow. And you can enter triangle because there are storages. The orders are, applications are piling up. So I'm going to use this tool, line tool, to make a triangle, right? So I did that, and then escape button, then you get out of the drawing tool and right click, go to edit text, and then you want to say storage, right? So you are storing it, and you can use different color for that if you want to. Again, it could be, since it's a storage, we will use purple. So right click, purple, and go to style and fill. I'm going to use purple, saying that, this is storage, right? So it does not look beautiful, but you can work on it, polishing it later. And then, so the order is coming here. If it's telephone call, I think it's a direct flow. However, if it is a email, then your order will pile up there. And then I'm going to also insert a rectangle, and that says activity, right? And right click, and we have to edit text. And what we have to do is we have to indicate what kind of activities we are doing, and we are receiving the order, right? So receive order.
Professor,
Yes.
the process mapping template is not showing up for me.
So what you can do is you can go to new, right?
Yeah.
New, and then here is cross-functional flow chart.
Yeah, I clicked on that.
Yeah, so I clicked on that, and then you can choose this one if you like to.
Yeah, none of actually mine actually don't look like that at all when I click on that.
So it's different.
Let me see if it's under something else for some reason.
Yeah, so click on new and then cross-functional flow chart. It should be the same. You and I are using the same version of the software.
That one's, yeah, for some reason that's all the way at the bottom for mine though. I don't know.
I see. Then in that case, you may want to start with blank drawing and then do the same thing. Just draw the swim lane a little bit later. You can do that. After finishing flow chart, you draw swim lane and polish it. That you can do. So just start with blank drawing. So in other words, you will not have all these things on your left and the top, but you are going to draw this yourself. And then later we will draw the swim lane. Oh, somebody's cheering up for me or someone else. And I'm going to change the color of this rectangle. Go to styles and then fill. And I want to change it to yellow. So that means it's an activity. And since I have that, I'm going to use this one and then, click escape, and you can just select that rectangle and copy, Command C or Control C and paste it. And then the next step is that create a packet. Okay. So here, create a packet. So if you think that this is too small, then you can actually increase it to like 12. You can change the font like that. So it's up to you. So you can do the polishing work later. So create a packet, and I'm going to copy this rectangle again, and I'm going to change that to, and then review the packet. Okay, so that's what we did. And we have a decision point here. So I'm gonna insert another rectangle. And here, because we are going to put a square, not rectangle, but square. So if you draw it, you will see that there's a diagonal is drawn here, showing that this is a square. So to draw a square, I will do that. And then you will just rotate it a little bit to make a diamond shape like that. And then right click, enter text. And the text is missing info or not, right? So here, missing info that you want to do that. And then I believe the color, I forgot the color. The color is actually light blue or sky blue. So I'm going to change this color to sky blue. So go to style and fill, and I'm going to change it to sky blue over there. Okay, good. Sky blue. Missing info or not, right? So then we have to put here yes or no. So that means we have to insert text. So I'm going to insert text here. I selected text, and here we go. So, and yes, right? I'm going to make it bigger, and then press escape, and that is there. And then with your arrow, you can change the location. And then right click. I want to change it to 10, and the color, I want to make it red. Okay, so I don't know if you can recognize it. So, and then if you have done that, copy that text and paste it. Then you can place it at the bottom of the diamond. Edit text, and that's going to be no, right? If it is yes, then we are going to go to other place. So it's kind of a little bit, tight. So I'm going to readjust the place. So I need to put them together, group them. So select, press Command, and then select them all together, right click and group them so that you don't have to move them one by one. So I am readjusting it, and then copy this blue line, yellow rectangle. And if there is a missing info, then you have to go back, right? So check back with the supplier, right? So right click, edit, check back with supplier, right? If it is complete, then you have to go and move on to the next step. So I wished I had, so let me see if I can make the swim lane bigger. Oh, yeah, so I made it bigger, made the swim lane bigger, and I'm gonna copy this rectangle and paste it. Oh, no. So I'm gonna copy a rectangle and paste it. I'm gonna come down here and say, if it is complete, then you are going to deliver it to the supervisor. So right click and deliver it to your supervisor. So deliver to supervisor. Okay, so that's been done. And then now we go to the next step, approval process. So the supplier, now the analyst has done the screening process, and it is going to be delivered to the supervisor. And we are going to have them here. So I'm going to, copy this storage because you are going to deliver it and it may pile up. I don't know if it is printed and delivered to the supervisor or electronically submit to the supervisor. But anyway, it's going to be go there and stored there. And then we have now review process. So copy a rectangle and supervisor begin to review it. So let's say review the packet. And if you read the question, it will say that it takes about 60 minutes to review a process. But anyway, if you review what happens, the supervisor has to make a decision about application. So approval decision has to be made. So I learned that it's not a rectangle, but this diamond should come here. So copy and paste the diamond, right? And then the text, edit text, and I'm going to change approve. So you have to make the decision, approve, yes or no, right? And if it's yes, so let me see if I can make the swim lane bigger. Okay, good. So we have, if it's yes, then notify the decision to the supplier, right? So we have to actually deliver the packet to administrative assistant. So that's what we have to do. So if it is approved, deliver to administrative assistant, right? So that has to happen. If not, so I'm gonna make it here, copy and paste, and down here, a little bit down there. If not, you have to notify the supply. Okay, so that has to happen. And then once receiving the packet, so now it comes to the administrator. I think there is a storage again. How many of them are going to will be stored here? And then it comes then, the administrative assistant is going to review it. So she is going to review it. Edit, review the packet. And then it takes 10 minutes to walk through them. And if everything looks good, the assistant scans the packet, enter it to the database. So we have another decision here. So let me make this swim lane bigger again. And here we have to make decision. What decision is it? That is everything good? Everything good or not, right? That's the decision that you have to make. What did I do? Edit text. Everything good? I don't know, somehow. Okay, everything good. Okay, now it's done well. Everything good or not? And if everything is good, then you are going to scan it, right? Scan, and enter it into scan. So we have to just use a scan, and we are going to have this right click, enter into, so enter into the database. So that's it. However, if it's not complete, then it has to go back to review the process and deliver. I forgot about this. Deliver to the supplier. Okay, so these things are going to be done. And if you have done that, I'm going to copy this elliptical and come here, and I'm going to say the end, right? So edit text end. Right? So I drew the process map here, and the next thing that I need to do is I need to draw the arrows, right? That's the last step that we have to go through, and we have connector, and I'm going to connect it. So from here to there, I connected it. So it's going to be storage, and we also have receiving the order directly, right? So if it is an electronic order, it's going to be stored over here. However, if it is a telephone order, you are going to receive it right away, right? So we have two things over there. So if you like to make the arrows a bit clearer, then you can move things like that so that it's clearer. So I want to indicate that this arrow is electronic information. Then I have to right click on here and then go to styles, and I have to say that this has to be jagged, but unfortunately I don't have jagged arrow here, so I have to think about different ideas. So for convenience, let's use a dotted line, dotted dashes. For example, I think this one looks good. So let's use this type as electronic flow. So I'm gonna make a start over there, and this flow, and then this arrow, right? So I just I use this dotted line instead of jagged line because it was difficult for me to use that here. So in that way, I could make it clear that this is an electronic information flow. And I'm gonna do the same for storage to receiving order. So this one is going to be, I'm not so sure. It depends on the situation, whether the person prints out or it's going to be reviewed electronically. If it is reviewed electronically, you got to use this dotted line to indicate that it's electronic. So say this is electronic, then right click, go to style, and you have to change the line style to dashes, and then I use this one, the second from the bottom. Okay, so that's what I did. And then receiving order to creating packet, I think that's just a single line flow. And then create packet to receiving the packet, reviewing the packet, that's also a single line. The person, the analyst is doing that. And then we move on to, after that, to this decision line. And if it's yes, it goes to checking back with the supplier. If it is not, it's complete, there's no missing info, then you go to deliver to the supervisor, right? So here, what you have to notice is, let me make it a little bit, I'm gonna press escape key a few times to get out of this line thing. So maybe I will go here, I'll go over there. And I have to connect node to, okay, that's what I want. And I have to change this one to, so we are delivering it to a supervisor. So it has to be, it can be here, or we can go over there. So if you like to get it go to there, then you have to make a little bit changes, but we have to change the shape to boxed line rather than a single line. So right click, go to style, and under line, we have now line options. So we don't see this box line, so we go to line options, click on that, and then you will see a few types, compound type, and here is a box line. So double line, you want to select it and make your arrows bigger. So I'm going to use like 4 font size, and you see that it's clearer than now. Handover is taking place from here to there. When missing info is, there's no missing info, you are now handing your information over to your deliver to your supervisor. So in that way, you are going to connect everything, and that's the first step. And then afterward, we will make it more complicated by adding information such as how many minutes it takes for you to move on from one process to the other process. That has to be studied too.